Welcome back, darlings. This video is a review of the MJJC V3S. Probably the best made foam cannon on the market, and you shouldn't buy it. Stick around and I'll explain why. In the UK, we tend to do a lot of pre-wash foaming, so we don't just foam the shampoo on, which is really popular in the States. The thing you want there for a good pre-wash foam is it not to be too dry. Thick is okay, but not too dry. The problem with this is that it over aerates it because it's got these double filters inside. That's how it achieves it, and it therefore creates a really thick, heavy but also dry foam. So I've tested this with 4 different snow foams, and then I tested it with a couple of shampoos afterwards to demonstrate that use case. Is this the same as the V2 Pro? Yes, the internals are apparently. Imran into detailing confirmed that to me, as of MJJC. The draw tube is different, so that could affect its performance. So if people are seeing a difference in performance between this and the V2 Pro, that is apparently, or very likely, going to be down to the fact that these have they've used that V2 Pro a bit, and the gauzes are kind of semi-furred up, or have at least been used, whereas this is brand new and box fresh for a lot of people. So we're starting off with the Kokemi Super Foam at 2% PIR. All of these are going to be tested with the detail driven foam lance on the left hand side of the screen and the MJJC on the right hand side. You'll also know that I'm going to run all of these products at their maximum recommended dilutions from the manufacturer, and then let them dwell for 5 minutes. Of all of the foams I'm testing here, this Kokemi Super Foam was the most borderline in terms of there being a difference between the 2 different foam cannons. I still found that the MJJC stuff was a bit drier, but you can see it's still hanging on the panel quite well. It is in both cases, but there's lots of foam at the bottoms of the doors. The top halves are drying out fairly equally. This is different for the other foams, as you're about to see. So we're straight into the Built Hamper Auto Foam at 4% PIR here. And then you can instantly see there's a big difference between the thickness of the foam coming out here. The MJJC whipped that up really thick, but as we can see it falling off the panel over 5 minutes of dwell, that it is leaving a very dry panel, when you can visibly see, even at this without coming in closer, that the left hand side of the shot is much wetter. That's why it looks glossier and shinier. And you can see the streakiness on the right hand side, which is the MJJC. Coming in to look at this a bit closer, it's really apparent here, and you can just see just how wet the detail driven foam lance size is. Now, when I was doing the test, both of my foam lances draw the same when I did the PIR thing, so I can actually use the same bottle and switch it between the 2 different heads, which is cool. Now we're on to the Garage Therapy, my personal favourite foam at the moment. And again, you can see that it's kind of gone shaving foam thick, but now you can see this sped up. Just that is a bad thing, because the weight of that foam really means it slides off the panel quite quick. It doesn't dwell for that long. It's really obvious, again, I think, that how much drier the MJJC side is here. But to help illustrate this, I'm going to bring in my inspection light here, and we're going to be able to inspect that and see it more clearly. Now, pardon the pun, but the difference here is night and day, isn't it? And the problem is with the dried out foam, the surfactants aren't reacting with the dirt anymore, because the carrier is dried out, and therefore they're not going to be as effective as they would be if it was wetted out still. So one final product to demonstrate this with is Kokemi VB. This is at 3% PIR. And again, the MJJC whips up the thick foam, and well, wouldn't you be surprised that it slides off the panel and dries out. Let's have a look again. I don't need a light to show you where it's dried out on this one, do I? It's not good. So, for a pre-wash, too dry. Especially if you want to get the right PIR, panel impact ratio. Let's kind of look at shampoos. Alright, so here I've got Built Hamper Auto Wash at 5ml in 250ml of solution. That may sound like an awful lot, but I've done it at lower concentrations and we weren't getting anything. And what I tend to find here with all of the foams as shampoos, you have to put far more into the foam lance bottle than you would if you were doing it in a wash bucket. Now this was supposed to be Geon Essence, which is kind of comparable with the Built Amber. However, I had a problem with my bottle. I think the heat and the cold got to it over the winter, so that wasn't particularly good. But I wanted to show it to you anyway, because this can happen. Now this is MJJC's own shampoo, and this is 20 ml of product in 250 ml solution. You may be thinking, that's a hell of a lot more product, it should be a lot thicker. Yes, that's absolutely true, but they give you these instructions of using it with a foam cannon, whereas the other ones don't, so you're kind of guessing and you're trying to work it out for yourself. This is what they suggested, so I'm giving it a go at the manufacturer's recommended dilutions.
Doing a pretty thick job. That auto foam is doing better than I expected as well. Look, really holding on. Very slick. I need to remember to rinse this out, and the reason being is normally, you know, you rinse it, you're running out of suds, but the suds are all on the bodywork, so it's not bad. We're in full sun, it's doing pretty well at holding on, isn't it? Doesn't feel as slick as the MJJC one, so I'd say slickness is down to the product, but can the lance make good foam for shampooing? Yeah, it can. It's very good at that. No problem there at all.
There we go, and shampoos. So it does work well. It actually works really well with their own shampoo as well, especially in the direct sunlight, although that shampoo doesn't dissipate. It stays on the ground for ages. You have to rinse it away. It's a bit annoying. So yeah, what other options have you got? Well, in all the videos I've compared it against this, which is my detail driven one, although I've got to a point now where the bottle isn't staying on the attached properly. So I recently bought the MTM. Yeah, this is the one with the fat bottle. There's quite a big difference here in construction. Like the bottle on this feels really nice. The bayonet system for like turning it in and attaching it is really good. That's class leading. The construction is really nice. This is weighty in the top. The bottle is really thin plastic, and it's a traditional screw thread. They're both really stable. I mean, they don't. This has got some fluid in clearly, but this one is less stable than that when it's empty. This one's pretty much rock solid. It's a fantastic lance, apart from the fact that the thing that it does is flawed. On the packaging it says for better foam. It isn't better foam to be thick. They should be for thicker foam is what they should say, because better foam is wet. It doesn't have to be thin, but it does have to be wet. This over aerates it and therefore it dries out too quickly. So don't buy this. If you want a premium foam cannon, go for the MTM, or something like the Shana Gloss one, which is the same as the Dodo Juice one, or this one, which is I think the same or very similar to the Jewel one. The Auto Glim Angel Wax one is very good too. I think that's also the same as the Alien Magic one. There are really good options out there. This isn't one of them. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one.